Sir, good evening. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. You are
You are
audible.
also audible, sir. You are also
Oh,
audible.
great, great.
Yes. I hope, sir, the presentation is visible. Himanshu, sir, I hope the presentation is visible. हाँ हाँ सर बोलिए, हम तो रेडी। नो, यू आर आस्किंग मी। देख रहे हैं सर, अभी तो आप तो ऑडिबल था सर शुरू में। अच्छा, हम देख रहे हैं, एक बार और एक बार देख लेते हैं। ठीक। हम्म। यस सर, वी कैन स्टार्ट, वी कैन स्टार्ट, इफ यू गिव परमिशन वी कैन स्टार्ट। ओके सर, राइट सर। नो सर, ऑडियो तो ठीक है सर, अब तो मेरा ऑडियो ठीक है। ओके सर। ओके सर, राइट सर, ओके आई एम स्टार्टिंग सर, ओके। बिकॉज नाउ एवरीथिंग इज ओके सर, अब तो कुछ ये नहीं दे रहा। Okay, so good evening once again to all the respected, learned teachers, principals, vice principals who are present in this platform for yet another excellent session on our ongoing online training programs. Good evening to Himanshu sir, my mentor, my guide, my good friend, my good co-resource person, my good co-principal. Again and again, I will tell that whatever little bit I am today is all because of the blessings of Himanshu sir. If he was not with me at that time in the year 2018, I would not have been presenting these types of programs in front of you. So, sir, with good wishes from you, let's start the day. Respected teachers, as you all know, that slowly, dhire, NEP 20 is entering into our school campuses. Very slowly it is entering, but it is entering. And we can feel, I'll not say the buzz of NEP 2020, but definitely we can feel that NEP 2020 is there with us now. Of course, we are moving with the initial stages. As far as the rest of the schools are concerned, say the higher schools, the middle schools, we are yet where NEP is yet to touch, but it will touch very soon. NEP will show its qualities in this part of the school very slowly. But yes, before NEP completely takes over the schools, we should have at least some clear-cut idea about NEP 2020 and the outcomes of NEP 2020 through the NCF, the National Curriculum Framework. So today we will discuss a few things about curricular goals, the learning outcomes, so on and so forth. And let's move forward. Let us see what we have stored for us today, and then we will go forward. Okay. Okay, so today we will quickly see NEP 2020 once again. We will see the key highlights. If we don't see the key, and please let me know if I'm audible also. Okay, we will see the key highlights of NEP 2020. That's very important. If we don't see the highlights, if we don't discuss it, then of course we will not get the essence of NCF. Okay. We will also see NCF very in a very short way, in a very brief way. We will see NCF, the foundation stage, and also we will see about NCF, the school education. Okay, all these two curriculum frameworks are now already with us. Definitely, we will see curricular goals and what exactly they are. What do we mean by these curricular goals? आखिर ये है क्या? बातें तो बहुत होता है, बड़े बड़े बातें होता है, लेकिन है क्या? We'll also see about learning outcomes. ये भी क्या है? इसको बारे में भी थोड़ा देख लेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे, आज तो नहीं हो पाएगा एक एक्टिविटीज करने के लिए, लेकिन इट्स डिफिकल्ट, it's not possible today in 1 hour program. And we will also, you will get a questionnaire of 10 MCQs which you need to solve, which is very simple one, which will prove that okay, you were there in the program and you got some ideas about it. Okay, so this is all about what we will see today. Quickly, the National Education Policy 2020, a quick look, a very quick look. National Education Policy 2020 was introduced to the nation on 29th July 2020. Each and every person associated with education should know this date because it will definitely play a very vital role in our career. It depicts a milestone in the history of India's future in the world of education. Yes, respected teachers, it is a milestone. And I will tell you, respected teachers, this is the only national education policy which is most discussed about. इसके पहले भी नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी आया, लेकिन कभी इतना चर्चा नहीं हुआ था। हाँ, लेफ्ट राइट, ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ, इतना चर्चा कभी नहीं होता। हम खुद 25 साल से एजुकेशन लाइन में है। मैं पुराना जो भी एनईपी था उसके बारे में मुझे उतना आइडिया नहीं है जितना इसमें थोड़ा सा आइडिया। So you can understand now how much it's going on, how much discussion. It's the most discussed one. It came after a gap of 34 years and it placed the old ones of 86, which was later modified into the 1992 one. And before that, in 1968 also, the Kothari Commission made the NEP 2020 NEP. Okay. This is a landmark document in the Indian education system, respected teachers. I'll tell you, those of you who have read, who have gone through the book, who have really digged their hands deep into it and came out with dirty hands, have understood that it is a landmark document in the field of education. It's very comprehensive, respected teachers. बड़ा सीधा साधा है, कोई ऐसा ओल छोल नहीं है जिसको हम लोग हिंदी में बोलते हैं, कोई उतना ओल छोल नहीं, वेरी सिंपल स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है। ओके, और ये ना आगे सोचता है, इट इज अ फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग, ये ना आगे के बारे में बताता है, इट्स अ फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग विथ इनफ एम्फेसिस ऑन इंक्लूसिविटी। It is discussing a lot about inclusivity. Bring everybody under the umbrella of education, irrespective of their caste, of their creed, of their status in the society, of their educational background. No questions about all these things. Just bring everybody. Because NCF, through NEP 2020, NCF is saying that each and every child is capable of learning. हर बच्चे पढ़ाई लिखाई कर पाएगा, कर पाता है, कर सकता है। तो हमें किसी को रिप्लेस नहीं करना है। इट्स वेरी फ्लेक्सिबल, आप कैसे भी इसको घुमा सकते हैं, एंड इट हैज क्वालिटी। So this is the NEP that we are right now going through. It's very flexible, and this is the best part of it that I always like. Quickly, once again, how the system of education will go on right now. Okay. Previously, we are having this the existing academic structure, which is slowly not there. I'll not say it is not there. It is there. It is still there, but it will slowly fade away because NEP 2020 is creeping inside the campuses of the school. So this old one, this existing structure, a 10 plus 2 system will slowly remove. Not now, not immediately. Let me make it very clear to you. इसके बारे में कोई गलत इंफॉर्मेशन ना आपके पास चला जाए, इसलिए मैं फिर भी बता कि अभी तक 10 प्लस 2 ही चल रहा, लेकिन साथ में जो नया सिस्टम है वो भी आ गया है। ये इसको वो नया सिस्टम धीरे धीरे इसको पुश करके निकाल देगा। Okay, so it will just be pushed out slowly. It will be phased out. Better to say, it will be phased out. So right now we are still having the 10 plus 2 system in which CBSE used to register the students in the schools, or we used to take the students from class 1 onwards till class 10. After that, they passed the board examination. Then again, they were registered for class 11 and 12. And of course, the bottom line was unorganized. It was an organized sector, like the what you can say the foundation stage, what we are now talking about. Okay. जो LKG, nursery, जो preschool था, whatever it was there, it was in an unorganized structure. There were a lot of schools were having it. Even we all were running that particular part, that pre-primary part, but we never got that government recognition. Okay, and the government also failed that it should give some recognition over to the foundation part, because that is where the children get the real essence of education. So isko hum halka nahi le sakte. So now the system has changed, and according to the new commission, it said no, we should have a foundational stage, which will be a solid 5 years play-based education, solid 5 years. So foundation stage of 5 years, followed by a preparatory stage. Preparatory stage means when we're of 3 years, class 3 to 5. And then, of course, we have the middle school, which is almost like the real education starts over there. And then, of course, we will have the secondary stage. Multidisciplinary study, data critical thinking, that all we'll discuss later. That's not the main part of it. But 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 is the system that will now go on slowly till I think another 2 or 3 years it will take to come into this particular part. Okay, because the present class 9 batch, the present class 10 batch, they all will follow the 10 plus 2 system. And one more thing I want to make it very clear, in my previous programs also I had made it clear, wherever I go I make it clear. Lot of people have this misconception within themselves that henceforth there will be no board examination of class 10, there will be only board examination of class 12. Let's, for once and for all, let us make it very clear, nothing like that the government has ever declared. If you read the NEP 2020 thoroughly, you will find on page number either 18 or 17, in paragraph number 4.3 or something like that, they have clearly mentioned that the government has no intention of doing away with the board examinations. The board examination of class 10 will be there. The board examination of class 12 will be there. Yes, the patterns may change. The way of conducting the examinations, they may change, but board examinations will remain over there. There is also a confusion going on whether there will be twice board examination or right now. I'm not going to say anything. As a responsible person, I'm not going to say anything. And you also, as a responsible person, should not discuss with anybody whether there will be twice board examination or like that. Let CBSE give us a concrete information. After that, we will discuss about it. Okay. So this is just a gist of the system that will go on. So right now, not right now, soon we will be entering into this world of 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. Where we will have the foundation stage, which will be play-based, play and activity-based. We have the preparatory-based, where play, discovery, and activity-based will also go on with little bit of learning. Then the middle stage, where the conceptual and experiential learning takes place. And secondary, where real education will go on for the 4 years, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, fine. So key highlights of the NEP 20. What does NEP 2020 tells us? That now the system will go on as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. Early childhood care education. Previously, there was early childhood education. Okay, previously there. But now, excuse me, today I don't know, I'm coughing too much. Early childhood care education, but now one C is added to it, and it is now called as early childhood at the very foundation stage, which is a very touchy area, which is a very touchy area in the school world, in the educational world. And here we have to be very careful with the small children, because we are dealing with very delicate brains. One of the reasons why government is giving so much importance to early childhood care education is to make sure that the foundation becomes strong enough so that children enjoy the process of learning. The children enjoy the process of teaching that they receive from their teachers, and at the same time, the teachers can also compensate in the same way of the learning process. So that is in the initial stages, foundation literacy and numeracy will be lot of emphasis will be given to literacy and numeracy of reading, writing, and of course calculations. One of the major reasons the government is saying of dropout rates from class 5 onwards is because the foundation literacy and numeracy is not very strong enough. By the time, because if this is not taken very seriously, by the time the children go to the higher classes, they find it very difficult to come in terms with calculation, with mathematics, with science, with English. or with any other literature-based subjects. And eventually, when they cannot, they leave the school, which is a which is at a very alarming state in our country. So that is why the base should be very strong. Curricular aims emphasis on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning. Yes. Instead of just mugging and jugging the things, why not let the children get a clear-cut idea about it? Let them know the things in a proper way. In that case, if we have to do a little extra work, let us do it. But once the concept is clear, competency level will develop within the children and they can solve the problem with whatever they have learned at any given place. Nowadays, multidisciplinary education will take place. One subject joining with other. Okay, holistic and integrated education, total complete education. The curriculum, the reduced curriculum content, the content, unnecessary ones will be weeded off, will be just edited off. And there will be a flexibility of choice of the subjects at the secondary stage. You choose what you want. You take that subject which you love. Because then only you will be able to be successful with it. Otherwise, you will not be successful with it. This is what the government feels. And this should be there. This should be there. Otherwise, the essence of education will not be there. Children will not be able to study. If you just put a burden on somebody and make them learn like a horse, it will go on. Now, there's a saying also, you can take a horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink. So by compelling somebody, by forcing somebody, work will not take place. So this is the thinking. Now, just now, just now what I have just discussed just now, just now what we read, those ideas were conceived decades ago by these two exceptional geniuses. अभी हम लोग जो बात करते हैं ना एनईपी के ऊपर, एनसीएफ के बारे में, अगर आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान देके एनईपी का जो बुकलेट है वो आप अगर पढ़े हैं, if you have gone through the NCEF, you will find lot of ideas or the core of the NEP or core of this NCF is actually taken from the work done by these two geniuses of all time. One is, of course, Rabindranath Tagore on my left. I don't think you have seen this type of picture of Rabindranath Tagore on and often because we all know Rabindranath Tagore with beards and long hair and all, but we have a clean-shaved Rabindranath Tagore. We have clean-shaved Rabindranath Tagore's photo over here, and on the other side we have Albert Einstein, the young Albert Einstein. We are also accustomed to see Albert Einstein with that thick mustache and that white hair and a very unusual look. But this is the young Albert Einstein. These two people, they never went to school. Or even if Einstein did go to the school, but he was not that type of a student, like a typical school student or a high school student. In fact, Albert Einstein was not at all strong enough to study at a certain age. His parents were very scared. His teachers didn't like him because he used to ask very rational questions. There's a story which goes something like this. I must tell you this story. I cannot give you the guarantee of the genuineness of the story. I cannot give you that guarantee. But what we all have heard, the story is something like that. That once Albert Einstein, when he was in school, he was asked by his teacher, "Can you tell when First World War started?" So Einstein said, "I'm not concerned about the time when the war started, because that hardly will affect anything in my life. I am more concerned about that particular soldier who was fighting that war and what was going inside his mind when the war was on. Because he has no idea why he is fighting for. He has not started the war. He didn't have any ill feeling for anybody. And he is in the middle of the field thinking, what is this war all about? I am more concerned about that study. What is the consequence of that war? Yes, respected teachers, if you see it in that way, we study about the consequence of that matter, why it is there. When it was done, okay, that's okay, but why? Rabindranath Tagore also, if you visit to his to his university at Santiniketan, you will find that a good percentage of his way of doing education, way of conducting education are very much within our NEP 2020. That experiential learning, art integrated learning, collaborative learning, all these you will find over here. So these two people's work is definitely there. We should acknowledge that. I'm not saying it is exactly like that. Not only their work is there, but definitely others are there. But these two great geniuses' work is very much within the NEP 2020 if you read it thoroughly and deeply. Okay, let's move a little bit from here and let us see what are the benefits of NEP 2020. If NEP 2020 comes into action, it is already there into action. What are the benefits that will revolutionize the education in India? First of all, you can take it up either way. It will give us experience, it will take us to the world of experiential learning methods where students learn through real world experiences. Yes, through projects, through practicals. Okay, integration of technology. Technology is something which we cannot forget. No, we cannot just keep it in one side. We human beings will always be there, but technology will also be there. So integration of technology, the policy recognizes the significance of technology in education and promotes its integration to enhance learning outcomes and to make education accessible. Yes. Today, we cannot think something without technology. No, I'm not saying that if technology comes, teachers will be replaced. No, that will not happen. At least I believe for the next 100 years or so, it will not be like this. Okay, uh, but we have to move with technology. It is said that teachers who don't move with technology will be moved out of the system than teachers who will move with technology. So that's very important. Flexibility of choice. NEP 22 offers flexibility and choice that we are already discussed, giving us learning pathways, enabling students to pursue their interests and talents, skills for the future. Okay. It is said that some of the things that we are teaching our students right now may not exist in the coming years. So future skills for the future or future skills are being developed. The policy emphasizes the development of critical thinking, how to think in a very logical way, how to solve problems using creativity, communication, collaboration skills, and preparing students for the future world. And of course, holistic development, how total complete development of student is required. Total complete development. Then only a complete human being will be created. Otherwise, not. We will just remain like muggers and juggers. Something that I hate like anything. Okay. Once again, just another reminder on 20th October 2022, Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan. I think all of you know he is the father of, of the NEP 2020 and the curriculum frameworks. So Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan, the chairperson of the steering committee of the National Curriculum Framework, presented the first copy of National Curriculum Framework foundation stage to Union Minister Sri Dharmender Pradhan, Union Education Minister Dharmender Pradhan. You can remember this date on 20th October 2022. Before that, glimpses of this book was brought out, and finally into the public domain it came on 20th October 2022. I think all the schools are possessing that particular book. So this is something that we should know, and also we should also know. So National Curriculum Framework for Foundational Stage 2020 was handed over to us. Then the National Curriculum Framework of School Education, the National Curriculum Framework of School Education was released on 29 July 2023. Again, it was given to the Union Education Minister Dharmender Pradhan. He received it. This National Curriculum Framework School Education is actually an amalgamation of the foundation stage as well as the middle stage, preparatory stage, and all the other stages that we are having right now with the framework. Okay. The big question is, what is the framework all about? What is this? We are talking so much. So such big committees are made, steering committees, head, Kasturi Rangan from the ex ISRO person has been brought into the limelight. बट व्हाट इज दिस एनसीएफ ये आखिर है क्या बहुत तो लोग बोलते हैं एनसीएफ एनसीएफ ये है क्या व्हाट इज दिस चलो देखते हैं है क्या National Curriculum Framework is a complete set of guidelines. Respected teachers, I repeat once again. National Curriculum Framework is a complete set of guidelines or the key components. They are the key component. They are the key components of NEP 2020. थोड़ा सा यहाँ बात कर लेते हैं, थोड़ा सा आगे जाने से पहले देखिए, गवर्नमेंट एक पॉलिसी तैयार किया जिसको बोलता है नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी। सरकार चाहता है कि देश हमारा इस तरीके से आगे बढ़े और आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जो शिक्षा का जो नीति है वो हम इस तरीके से तैयार करें। ऐसे क्लास 10 एग्जाम होगा, ऐसा क्लास 12 एग्जाम होगा, हायर एजुकेशन ऐसे होगा, हाँ, स्किल एजुकेशन ऐसे होगा, लिटरेचर बेस्ड एजुकेशन से। सो ये सारी चीज को उन्होंने तैयार किया और वो उनके एक विजन बन जाता है। इट गेट्स अ विजन दैट in future the country will run in this particular way and it will develop in this way. That is given in NEP 20, National Education Policy. This policy is now handed over to the steering committee of learned people, of educated groups, जैसे NCERT हो गया, SCERT हो गया, CBSE, and other educational boards. Now they read, go into that in detail, and they come out with ideas. They come out with guidelines by which the school should follow in order to make sure that NEP 2020 gets its vision is utilized properly and its vision is accomplished. ये एक set of rules, regulations which transform India to prepare itself to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century. 21st century knowledge century society through its aims, principles, and approaches. तो एनसीएफ नेशनल करिकुलम फ्रेमवर्क बोले थे, करिकुलम अब हम बताएंगे अभी थोड़ा देर में। विल टॉक अबाउट करिकुलम। सो it prepares or transform the country to meet the challenges and demands of the 21st century के जरूरत है of the knowledge society. सोसाइटी सिर्फ नहीं हो, उसमें नॉलेज होना चाहिए और सही नॉलेज। और इसके लिए इनका कुछ एम्स है, टारगेट्स आर देयर, प्रिंसिपल्स, रूल रेगुलेशन फॉलो करें एंड हाउ टू गो थ्रू देम। The NCF was developed using the following domains. The NCF तैयार करने के लिए, in order to make the NCF, the following areas were taken into consideration. First of all, extensive consultation across the country to make the things very transparent, to make everything transparent. Okay, and extensive consultations were done across the country. It was discussed, it was talk. Ideas were taken, more ideas were taken, and it went on in that way. Focus groups formed by 32 states. All the 32 states were taken into account along with the union territories, and in each and every state there were some focus groups who were primarily asked to focus on what should be done in order to make sure that the quality education is deployed in the nation. Come out with your ideas, come out with your experience. That's why people like Kasturi Rangan and many more were there. So 4,000 experts were brought into the forefold to get their ideas, to discuss with them. And I know one of the expert, if I'm not that much sure, but I have this idea that one of our experts was from our Bokaro district, my neighboring districts of Dhanbad's neighboring district, the twin districts of Dhanbad and Bokaro, they call the twin district, Bidi, Bokaro and Dhanbad. From Bokaro, there was a particular principal of a particular school, I don't want to name. She was one of the members of these 4,000 experts in the 4,000 expert group. Okay. Views from 1 lakh, 1.5 lakh teachers and institutions were taken into consideration. Maybe you are sitting over there, who are sitting over there, maybe your views are also taken into consideration. Maybe your school's ideas are also taken into consideration in order to make this NCF. And if you recollect those who were working in the year 2018, 19, if you recollect, CBSE used to send up, even NCERT also used to give some circulars to us and used to ask us about how the new system of education should go on, what are the new things should be applied. And if you really remember them, I remember in my school it used to come, and my principal, and during those days I was not the principal, my principal sometimes used to give me those documents and used to ask me to go through them and do something, and I did it. So inputs from over 10 lakh interested citizens were also taken. So it's a very, very transparent work was done, very transparent work was done. It's not that only a handful of people sat over there, they felt, okay, something has to be done, and whatever they felt good, or they felt that was correct according to them, were put into the papers. No, it's not like that. Open public, it was put into the open public domain, and your ideas are my ideas are there. That's how the curriculum framework came. So, curriculum framework, or better to say, the national curriculum framework is a set of guidelines, okay, on how to meet the challenging demands of the 21st century knowledge society through its aims, principles, and approach. APA, they say. Respected teachers, before we move forward or further, let us take one thing and let's make one thing very clear. कुछ कुछ चीज ना एकदम क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए, तो कि बाद में कभी हम लोग का किसी किसी भी प्रॉब्लम में ना हो। देखिए, ये जो एनसीएफ है ना, ये जो एनसीएफ है, इसमें आपका ना कभी भी इनका जो एक्सपर्ट्स है, जो लिखे हैं एनसीएफ को, जो तैयार किए, द ड्राफ्टिंग कमिटी, कहीं भी कभी भी ये नहीं बोला कि वो जो लिखे हैं उसी को हमको वर्ड बाय वर्ड फॉलो करना है। My Hindi is not so good. Again, I'm telling. It has tremendous Bengali accent with it, but बस हम ऐसे ही हैं। ओके, सो कहीं नहीं बोला कि आपको उनका जो लिखा हुआ है कि वो वर्ड बाय वर्ड फॉलो करने पड़ेगा। जी नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। Nowhere in the NCF the experts have said that it should be followed word by word. The stakeholders of that have complete freedom to customize it according to their needs and demands, but the main theme should be intact. ये चीज हमको याद है। संतोष जी, धन्यवाद। चलिए, so nowhere, if you go through it, if you go through the NCF, it is not so easy to crack the NCF in one go. Even I am still fumbling with the NCF. Whether it is a foundation stage or the school education, बहुत 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 उसमें पढ़ाई करना है। बस हम तो सुपरफिशियली कर पाए, लेकिन एक चीज जो हम जान पाए हैं वो ये है कि कहीं भी वो ये नहीं कहा है कि हम जो लिखे हैं बस वही फॉलो कीजिए। नहीं, वो गाइडलाइंस हमको दिए, आप पढ़िए उनको और अपना अंदाज से, अपना जरूरत के हिसाब से बनाइए अपना सिस्टम, अपना कैरिकुलम, अपना स्कूल में। ओके, बट हाँ, जो मेन थीम है, उसका जो असली स्वाद है, उसे कभी हम ऐसा वैसा ना करें। ठीक है, ये बात को दिमाग में रखना पड़ेगा। ट्रिनिटी ग्लोबल स्कूल, ओके। सो करिकुलम, ये क्या है? व्हाट इज दिस? एनी गेसेस रेस्पेक्टेड टीचर्स? कोई बता सकते हैं कैरिकुलम है क्या? थोड़ा आप लोग चैट बॉक्स में थोड़ा सा लिख के लिखिए ना, थोड़ा सा देखें आप लोग क्या बताते हैं। आप लोग के हिसाब से कैरिकुलम का मतलब क्या है? विल हैव अ 1 minute chat show over here. Let us hear some, let us see what our teachers have to say about curriculum. Whatever you say, everything will be correct. I'm not saying that there is anything like wrong answer of this. Just I want to have your ideas. So can we have the chat box enabled so that our teachers present over here will give us some idea about what they are actually getting? Let's see. Sir, can you have some? Preparation for running a whole academic session is called curriculum. Okay, I agree with you. Anybody else? Anyone else? Syllabus. Okay. Okay, syllabus. किसी ने कहा syllabus. Content we have to taught to students. Okay, Ayan Sinha said the content that we have to teach our students. Syllabus again. Chuknu Ali sir said syllabus. Okay, चलिए, बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा. Teach, what is essential for teaching? Praveen Kumar says, what is essential for teaching learning? Somebody said about curriculum. I didn't get that message because it's fade off quickly. Ruby Jha, Madam Mount Zion Purnia is saying something. Whole session, potential learning. Okay, potential learning. Anything else we can have? Let's see. Two more messages we will take before we move. Somebody said the complete content plan. Okay, very good. This is a guideline for educator. Excellent. Uh, very quickly they are arriving. Overall development of the student. Okay, very good. Nidhi Kumari madam said curriculum is the overall development, planning for whole syllabus for whole year. पढ़ाए जाने वाले विषय, पढ़ाए जाने वाले वो सिलेबस हो गया है। चलिए, हाँ जी मैडम जी, बहुत अच्छा आप लिखे थे. Okay, that's it. Thank you, respected teachers. Wonderful, wonderful. Very quick response. That means we are on the line. Yes, very good. Thank you. Because Vishaka Ganguly, madam, says something. Madam, your message quickly faded away. Okay, we will take those matches at the end of the day. Okay, let's move forward. Thank you, everybody. Okay, what is curriculum? Curriculum तो बहुत सारे बातें करते हैं. चलिए तो थोड़ा देखते. Let's see what is curriculum. The word curriculum, it's derived from a Latin word. Let us go right from the grassroots level. Okay. चलिए एकदम हम grassroots level से देखते हैं तो अब कभी हमारा गलती नहीं हुआ. It is derived from a Latin word. Career was the Latin word. It's a verb, means to run or proceed. According to Neo-Latin, Naya Latin में, Neo-Latin means course of study. Okay, so the English word curriculum, it has derived from Latin. And as you all know, respected teachers, especially those English teachers who are sitting over there, that a major portion of the English language has actually come from Latin. So it is derived from the Latin word courier. They call it as courier. It's a verb, means to run. You have heard about the courier companies and all. What they do, they are on the run to give you the letters and all. So it has some meaning with that. Courier, it's a verb, means to run, to proceed, to move forward. According to New Latin, it means a course of study, which many of you are saying. Course of study. The word curriculum, now I'm talking about the word curriculum, was first used in 1556 by this gentleman called Petrus Ramus. I did a little bit of research and I found that this is the man who first came out with this word curriculum. He's a Frenchman, an educator, a thinker, a people's man, you can say. So he was a man, and France is always considered to be a country with very high level of culture and educational backgrounds. So he was a Frenchman, an educator, a thinker, a philosopher, whichever way you take. Petrus Ramus. The pronunciation is like this, Petrus Ramus, because they use their nose to talk. So he was the first man to give us the word curriculum. Fine, very good. Let's see. Now, as per NCA Foundation Stage 2022, if you read page number 11, paragraph number, this is getting the paragraph number 2, I think, where you will get the complete idea about curriculum. What exactly is curriculum? The curriculum refers to the eternity. Eternity means complete, total, on the whole, but still moving. Eternity of organized experience of students in any institutional setting towards educational aims and objectives. So, a particular student who gets the experience, the total experience in an organized way, in an institutional setting for educational aims and objectives is known as curriculum. So, the total grooming that takes place within the academic years of a particular student in an institutional setting is known as curriculum. The elements or the parts of the curriculum, which many of you have said just now, the elements that constitute and bring to life a curriculum are numerous and includes goals, objectives, syllabi, what you call as syllabus, content to be taught, many of you have told that, and learned, the pedagogical practices, the teaching learning methods, the assessment that we do, teaching learning materials, the TLMs, the school, the classroom practices, the learning environment, where you are learning, culture of the institution, and many more. They all together consist of the curriculum. If you want to take a screenshot of this page, you can take it. It's a very, very important in definition. The total organized experience that the students get, and all these other parts. What they are goals, they are goals, objectives, they are the syllabi, the content to be taught and learned, the pedagogical practices, the assessments, teaching learning materials that we use in our day-to-day learning, teaching learning processes, the school itself, the classroom practices, the learning environment where the children are learning, and the culture. School ka samaj kaisa hai, that is also important. There are other matters that directly affect the curriculum, and its practice or are integrally related while not being within the curriculum. There are certain which directly affect but may not be within the curriculum. These include the teachers. We are a part of the curriculum. Our capacities, how we teach, when we teach, what are the ways we teach, the involvement of the parents, how much the parents are involved. Okay, the communities, the issues, the accesses to institutions, the resources that are available, the administrative support, the support structure, and many more. So curriculum, it may look like what you call 4 and 6. It looks like an 11-letter word, but it has 11,000 points you can bring out. Okay, कितना है 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 चलिए लेटर्स है करिकुलम में ये 11 नहीं है I'm sorry for that. And you can have 10,000 different parts of curriculum. So it's not something very small and to say this, it's a huge, big organized system. Okay, fine, very good. Now we are in a position, now, in a position to discuss about curricular goals and their learning outcomes. The main purpose of our program is what? About curricular goals and learning outcomes. And now we are in a position to discuss about it. To get a complete and comprehensive idea about these, we need to move through this pathway. Okay. First of all, we have to know what are aims of education. That is what NCF is telling us. Aims of education. By seeing the aims of education, by understanding the aims of education, the teachers or the system will create the curricular goals. Those curricular goals will be applied in the classrooms. For a certain period of time, they will continue, which is known as the competency level will be achieved. And from the competency level, the teachers will deduce the learning outcome. What is the result of this teaching? Learning outcomes are all those experiences that the students get during their achieving their competency level and how they can apply that in their day-to-day life. You can say it is like the result. So learning outcomes are very important. So we teachers have to create the goals. We have to make the goals. You have to set the goals, better to say. And then we'll apply them in the classrooms, in the learning, or better to say in the learning environment. Once it is done in there, for a certain period of time, these competency levels will not come. The goals will not be achieved in 1 go or 2 go. Maybe a particular time the student has to spend in the institution. A stage has to be crossed. Maybe through the entire foundational stage, they will be able to get some sort of competency level, and from there we can get some learning outcomes. So this pathway needs to be followed. Okay, just see aims of education. The government has some aims of education. NCF has given us the aims of education. We'll see them. Then the curricular goals, then competency levels, and then the learning outcomes will come. Uh, just time and again I'm putting this table over here so that you can understand it. Okay, NCF strongly emphasizes the importance of the clear flow down. Okay, the clear flow down from this way, that must be there. The breaking down and converting relatively abstract and consolidated notions to more concrete components in order to make them usable in the practice of education. So NCF strongly believes that if we follow this pathway, then all the abstract ideas, uh, the relatively abstract ideas can be consolidated into good ones, can be joined together and made into something that will become easy to apply and will be usable in the practice of education. This is something that NCF is trying to tell us. Okay. Aims of education, what are they? A bit big, long definition, but we need to know. Aims are educational vision statements that give broad direction and deliberate efforts of education system. Okay, their vision, their statement, curriculum development, institutional arrangements, funding, financing, people, capacity, all these are aims of education. Okay. Now, for example, NEP 20 states the purpose of education system is to develop good human beings capable of rational thought. Okay. An action possessing compassion and empathy, courage, resilience, scientific temper, creative imagination with sound ethical morals and values. This is what is NEP 20 that we are making our people, when we are making our people, they should be like this. Now, in order to go by this, what will be the curricular goals then? Curricular goals are statements that give direction to the curriculum development and implementation. Curricular goals are what? They are statements which are made by you and me. They give directions to curriculum development. How, the curriculum that we have developed, how we will give a direction and will implement it. They are derived from aims. Now, the aim is what? To make a good human being. For that, definitely we have to teach the human being certain things. We have to set some goals, which through which the human being will go through in order to get that. Right. Okay. To a stage in education. Example, they are derived from aims and are specific to a stage in education. And specific for a particular, like say, for example, according to this, we have the foundational stage. Now, that foundation, that within that 5 years, respected teachers, please keep this in your mind, that 5 years is a particular stage, then the 3 years is a stage. Within that stage, whatever goals we will try to set, we will make it a point then that most of the goals are achieved. Okay, framework which guide and develop all curricula through the curricular goals. For example, in this NCF, children develop effective communication skills for today interactions in two languages is the curricular goal for the foundation stage. Lot of curricular goals are there. We will see those curricular goals. Today we may go up to 650. So one of the goal is this, that children should be able to communicate in two or more languages freely and effectively. This is the curricular goal. Now the teachers will start uh, focusing on their goals, and within that stage, within 5 years, we can be confident that students will reach a particular level when they'll be competent enough to use those two languages effectively. Okay. Competencies, what are these? What are the competencies? Please again listen very carefully over. Competencies are learning achievements that are observable and can be assessed systematically. We have set goals for the foundation stage. We are applying those goals. And while we are applying this, we will see how much the students are learning, how much they are achieving, and what they are achieving, what we are observing, we will assess them in a very systematic way, not in that stereotypic way of tick, 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 not like that. They will be assessed systematically. These competencies are derived from curricular goals. They are derived from the curricular goals and are expected to be attained at the end of a stage. We are expected that at the end of a stage they will attain. Competencies are articulated in curriculum. They are all written in the curriculum framework. However, curriculum developers can adopt and modify the competencies and address specific context for which the curriculum is being developed. Again, I am telling you, they are giving us the NCF is showing us the path, but we can modify the path according to our needs. Nowhere, again I'm saying, nowhere NCF has ever said, Smita Bichpuria madam is laughing too much. Yes, madam. Okay, so how they will apply them? The following are examples of some of the competencies derived from the above curricular goal in NCF. That is, converse fluently and can hold meaningful conversation, understands oral instructions for some complex tasks, and gives clear oral instructions for some or others. Okay, so one goal was set about how they will use their language. And one of the competency levels they have that now they can converse fluently. They can make meaningful, the students can make meaningful conversation, and they can understand oral instructions, and they can also give instruction to others. This is what the competency level. Meticulous session. Thank you. Thank you, Agarwal ma'am. Then the learning outcomes, after that, the next result is the learning outcome. What are these? The competencies are attained over a period of time. Very good. Thank you. Competencies are attained after the goals have been put in front. Augustine Joseph, thank you. Augustine Joseph, thank you, sir. Competence item. Therefore, interim markers of learning, the ones that are happening up, down, up, down. The interim markers of learning achievements are needed so that teachers can observe and track the learning and respond to the needs of the learners continuously. The teachers will write down, they will note down, the system is going on. Competencies are, and how they are achieving. Some may achieve it quickly, some may take a little time. Okay, some may give it The teacher has thought of something, somebody has come out with a better idea than that, that can also be. So these are the learning outcomes. These interim markers are learning outcomes. Okay, learning outcomes are granular milestones of learning and usually progress in sequence leading to attainment of competency. So they are like milestones to be achieved. हम ना जीवन में हमारा माइलस्टोन्स होता है ना, हम ये करेंगे, सो एक एक माइलस्टोन होता है ना, वो अचीव कर, दैट इज लर्निंग आउटकम. लर्निंग आउटकम्स एनेबल टीचर्स टू प्लान देयर कंटेंट. वो ना बच्चे क्या रिजल्ट दे रहे हैं पढ़ने के बाद, तो फिर हम नेक्स्ट स्टेप कैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे ना, उसको तैयार कर पाएंगे. इट्स अ फैंटास्टिक वे ऑफ डूइंग इट, नो, वेरी साइंटिफिक. थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू इंदुभूषण सर. Teachers should have the autonomy, and here again, the curriculum developers, the teachers, they should have the autonomy to define the learning outcome. देखिए learning outcome जो है ना, वो कोई एनसीएफ का भी आपको दो चार लिख के आपको दे जाए, कुछ एग्जांपल्स आपको देगा, बट आप शिक्षक जो है, हम और आप जो है ना, हम लोग अपना तैयार करेंगे कि लर्निंग आउटकम क्या हम बनाएंगे, कि लर्निंग आउट बच्चे ये इतना पढ़ने के बाद ये कॉम्पिटेंसी लेवल में आ गया, अब उसका लर्निंग आउटकम ये है. इट विल बी डन बाय यू एंड मी. Learning outcomes are appropriate to their classroom context, according to the classroom, according to the age, according to the capacity of the brain to take, while maintaining and connecting the competency levels. Okay, this is what we are going to go for. An example of breakdown, वो कैसे होता है, एक छोटा सा breakdown हम आपको करके दिखा देते हैं यहाँ पर. Example of breakdown of aim and outcomes for foundation. Foundation stage का एक aim और outcome देते हैं. Aim है क्या? Aim of the government is what? To make people with rational thinking, and they should have autonomy within their own self. Thank you very much. Somebody said something. Surajit Sen sir, okay. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद. बस यही आप लोग का आशीर्वाद के साथ ही आगे बढ़ते हैं हम. Curricular goal. So what is the curricular goal that you have fixed up? Children develop effective communication skills for day-to-day interactions in two languages. है ना? दो तीन लैंग्वेज हम लोग को पढ़ने पड़ेगा ना बच्चे को. In a curricular goal for foundation stage. So goal है that students will develop effective communication skills by two languages. Fine. Now the system is going on. The competency converts fluently. Now you see over here, this part, if it is visible to you, you see the file. What is the competency level? Now for from 3 to 5 years, within that 5 years, the children, they first initially they listen and speak. They listen attentively, speaks in short conversation. ज्यादा नहीं बोलते बच्चे, पहले खाली सुनते हैं और बात उनके साथ करें जो थोड़ा क्लोज होता है. Initiates conversation in daily life with peers and teachers in a variety of school. फिर धीरे धीरे फ्रेंड्स के साथ, स्टूडेंट्स के, टीचर्स के साथ बात करते हैं. फिर आगे थोड़ा और बढ़ेगा वो लोग, जैसे जीवन में आगे बढ़ेगा, क्या होगा? एंगेज इन कॉन्वर्सेशन बेस्ड ऑन इवेंट स्टोरीज नीड्स. एंगेज इन कॉन्वर्सेशन, और थोड़ा सा बात करेगा, और फिर एक कॉन्वर्सेशन का सिस्टम तैयार कर लेगा. So these are the achievements that they will gain. These are the competency level. And what will be the early learning outcome? They express their needs and feelings through short, meaningful sentences. They have learned all these things, and now the learning outcome is they can tell us, I need this. They can narrate their daily life experience, how they did this, when they, and this is what exactly we are looking for. They narrate their daily experiences. They sometimes engage in non-fictional conversations, discussions. This is the learning outcome. तो गोल था हमारा इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन को सेट करना या क्लास में देना. बच्चे को हमने हमारा तरीके से पढ़ाया लिखाया जो भी किया, वो धीरे धीरे अपना लैंग्वेज को ले लिया, और फाइनली अब जो चाहते हैं कि वो बात कर सके, अपना बात बता सके, ओके, एक दूसरे के साथ मिल सके, और जो भाषा उसने सीखा वो भाषा को जीवन में यूटिलाइज कर सके. जब ये हो गया तो फिर हमारा लर्निंग आउटकम तैयार. ये एक एग्जाम्पल है, जरूरी नहीं है कि ऐसा ही होगा, बट होता है ऐसा. आप ऐसे ही तैयार कीजिएगा, ठीक है? ओके, चलिए एक और चीज हम लोग देखते हैं. लेट अस सी समथिंग एल्स. एक हम इसमें हम ज्यादा नहीं जाएंगे. द पंचकोश दैट यू नो, फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट ऑफ प्राणिक, शारीरिक विकास, प्राणिक विकास, मानसिक विकास, बुद्धि विकास और चरित्र विकास. ये एक इंसान के जीवन में बहुत जरूरी होता है, और इसी के ऊपर बेस करके हमारा करिकुलम बन रहा है. दिस इज द पंचकोश. आई एम नॉट गोइंग इन डिटेल ओवर देयर. And the curricular, let us see the curricular goals for foundation stage में क्या क्या है. देखिए एरिया कौन सा है, डोमेन है हमारा फिजिकल डेवलपमेंट, सोशियो इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट, ये हम करते हैं. Cognitive development, development of the mind, language and literacy development, and aesthetic and culture, like the development for art, development for culture. What are my curricular goals? My curricular goals we will set. For physical development, we'll go for that. CG means curricular goals. Okay, CG means curricular goals. Curricular one, एक दो तीन curricular goal हमने set किया. Children develop habit that keep them healthy and safe. Okay, this is one of the curriculum. We will talk about children to this. Children develop sharpness and sensorial perception. सुन सकता है, टच को फील कर सकता है, and वो एक fit और flexible body भी तैयार कर सकेगा. और अगर हम चले गए सोचिए लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेसी डेवलपमेंट, चिल्ड्रन डेवलप इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन के जो चीज हमने अब दिस इज वन ऑफ द करिकुलर गोल्स. ओके, दे डेवलप फ्लुएंसी इन रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग लैंग्वेज 1, लैंग्वेज 2. चिल्ड्रन डेवलप एबिलिटीज एंड सेंसिबिलिटीज. वो विजुअलाइजेशन कर सकते हैं, अच्छी चीज को समझ सकते हैं. आर्टिस्टिक क्या काम है, बच्चे को जब हम कुछ अच्छा बताएंगे, ये अच्छा चीज है, तो वो उसको तोड़ेगा नहीं, उसको उसको नष्ट नहीं करेगा. कुछ अच्छा चीज देखेगा तो उसके ऊपर ध्यान लगाएगा. दिस इज द करिकुलर गोल दैट वी वांट टू सेट एंड हाउ वी विल अचीव देम. एक सेट हम देख रहे हैं. ओके, लेट वी कैन नॉट सी ऑल द डोमेन्स. हम देखेंगे एक डोमेन. लेट अस सी द डोमेन लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेसी. इसमें क्या डेवलपमेंट होता है, व्हाट आर द करिकुलर डोमेन. चिल्ड्रन डेवलप, व्हाट आर द करिकुलर, व्हाट आर द कॉम्पिटेंसी लेवल्स दैट विल बी डेवलप्ड. अब हमने गोल लगा दिया, गोल तैयार कर लिया. क्या बच्चे कॉम्पिटेंट इनफ होते हैं? देखिए तो होता है डेफिनेटली. एक कॉम्पिटेंसी लेवल हो रहा 9.1 की लिसन्स टू एन एप्रोप्रिएट सिंपल सॉन्ग्स, राइम्स, पोएम्स. अच्छा भाषा जो है, अच्छा सुरेले वाला कविता जो है या गान है, वो देखिए उसको अच्छा लगेगा, बच्चे को अच्छा लगेगा. Converse fluently, I think all of you can see this. Converse fluently and can hold meaningful conversations. Okay, narrate short stories with clear plot and characters. आपने कुछ सिखाया, उनको स्टोरी बताया, आप देखिए वो रिपीट करेगा स्टोरी को exactly the way you told. If that is done, the child is competent enough to tell the stories. यही तो हम चाहते हैं. तो like that we will be able to get the competency levels. चलिए फाइन, मिल गया. अब हमारा ना लास्ट जो है कि लर्निंग एबिलिटीज क्या हो गया. ओके, व्हाट आर द लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. ओके, क्या वो सीख गया है, क्या हमने उनको सिखा पाए हैं. हाँ, तो डेफिनेटली देखिए, रीड शॉर्ट स्टोरी वन. वी विल टेक वन कॉम्पिटेंसी, एक छोटा सा कॉम्पिटेंसी हम लेते हैं. एक कॉम्पिटेंसी लेवल पे 10.5. अगर आप यहाँ जाइएगा तो देखिए यहाँ पर है ना 10.5. वेयर इज माय दिस थिंग. 10.5 देखिए. Read short stories and comprehends its meaning by identifying character, storyline, and what the author wanted to say. This is one of the competency that they have developed when we were teaching them the language. The language teach करने का मतलब भाषा जब हम सिखाते हैं तो भाषा का किताब पढ़ाते हैं, शॉर्ट स्टोरीज पढ़ते हैं, सब कुछ बताते हैं ना. तो इसी का we will take this curricular goal into account and we will find that they listen and read aloud. After listening, they will read aloud. They will participate in shared learning. एक बच्चा पढ़ता है फिर दूसरा उसको कंटिन्यू करता है ना. Participates in guided learning. And finally, they will begin independent reading. पहले एक दूसरे को सुनेगा, फाइनली यही होता है. This is what happens in the schools. So the goal is achieved. Okay, learning outcomes have come. Reads, pictures, books, identifies. You will find after some time the children, not whatever they will see, they will start reading. When I remember when I was very small, if my parents used to take me to the cinema halls, which were very limited during those days, but whatever we could not understand the movie, but the writing that used to come, no, Amitabh Bachchan, we can read it. Then Prem Chopra, we can read those. And we used to read loudly, and my parents used to hit on the head, hey, come on, stop, you don't have to show your reading. What is this? This is exactly the reading outcome game. This is the learning outcome that happens. And still today it happens in the same way. This is what we want our children to get. Yes. So like that, we will see the another domain, cognitive domain. Okay, children make senses of world around through observation and logical thinking. The brain का cognitive domains चला था. They observe. Curricular goal is observe and understand different categories. So like that, we have those things. Now the time is creeping up, but I will show you the learning outcome. One learning outcome we take. Okay, cognitive development. The curricular goal is number 8. Let us see what is the curricular goal number 8. Curricular goal number 8.1. The curricular goal is this: children develop mathematical understanding and abilities to recognize world through qualities, shapes, and measures. This is the curricular goal, and they have for this curricular goal They have gone through these competency levels and they were successful. They sort objects, they can differentiate objects about big one, small one. They can count numbers from 1 to 99 forwards, backwards. Uh, they can talk about the simple measurements, time, minutes, hours, daily, weeks, months. All these concepts they have now got. And the learning outcome is what? The learning outcome is they can arrange familiar incidents, events, and objects in an order, like when to write a daily routine, how to make a story, what is the shape, size. If you ask them to put shoes in one side, they will put the shoes only. They'll not put the chappals. So after the end of a phase, end of this stage, they are now competent enough. They have learned everything and they have got a complete idea of what is their learning. So this is what learning outcomes, and this is what we are looking for. Okay. I'll just quickly tell you that NCF is telling us about this part is not needed for this one, but still I will tell you. As far as the we will also see a little, we have seen the foundation stage, we will see a little bit of the middle stage and the secondary stage. We'll see the languages, mathematics, science, and social science, how the competency levels will be achieved and what will be the curricular goals. But the learning outcomes will be now yours because NCF has given us the freedom over there to make the learning outcomes by our own self. आप और हम बनाएंगे. ये कभी activity होता है तो बना सकते हैं. Anyway, the NCF enables all students to learn at least 3 languages that we all know, the R1, R2, and R3. And languages has and they say that language has a wide range of, it helps in communication, it expands our cultural richness and develops multiple cognitive capacities. The 3 languages that our students will learn in their schools years are denoted as R1, R2, and R3. R1 is the language in which the literacy is first learned in the school. थोड़ा सा इसको देख लीजिए. It is the language which a student already knows from the house. It can be a mother tongue or it can be a state language. Like say, for example, if I am staying in Jharkhand and the state language over here is Hindi, but my mother tongue is Bengali, and the, to be practical, Bengali cannot be used in that much in the school because there are not many Bengali speaking students. So Hindi is the one that can. So Hindi is the subject that can be used in the initial stage in order to get that literacy enrichment, what we call. Okay, which student already knows. It could be the mother tongue or a state language. But if I was in Bengal and if as Bengali is the state language, then obviously my mother tongue could have been used or can be used as language one. Okay. Also, it is in language R1, language one, that literacy first is attained and must be used as the medium of instruction. Okay. Till further. Now, these are a lot of controversies are there. A lot of, I'll not say controversies. Actually, a lot of misunderstandings are there among people. कि कौन भाषा में बात करेगा? ये English medium school क्या बंद हो जाएगा? All these things are rubbish. Nothing like that. सब कुछ चलेगा जैसा चलता है. R2 any language other than R1. अगर R1 आप हिंदी लिए तो R2 आप हिंदी R2 हिंदी मत लीजिए, दूसरा कुछ लैंग्वेज लीजिए. R3 any language other than R1, and if R1 is Hindi, R2 is English, then R3 should be some other language which can be used. Furthermore, at least 2 languages must be native to India. Is English language native to India? I keep the question with you all. You will decide and find out because a lot of people are saying lot many things. But English is the official language. It is the language which is used for education also, and it will go on using. So English medium schools will definitely use English as one of the medium of English. Languages in the middle stage, okay, like we'll talk about the middle stage. We are not going here. Develop the capacity for effective communication using that same way, identifies main points, summaries, careful listening. That these are the competency levels, and listens to plans and conducts different kinds of interviews, structure. The learning outcome you have to find out by applying all these things. Okay, creates contents for audio, visual, or both for different audiences and purposes. So once they know the language, once they understand the language, then they will apply that language. They will try to master it and will become confident enough to go with them. Okay. Otherwise, there is nothing much. Same thing with the secondary stage. Effective way writes different styles, narrative, descriptive, like that. Like when the secondary stage, students can write beautiful letters, essays. Why? Because they are slowly mastering the language. Okay, in whichever language they will go. They know the grammar, they know the text, where to use it, carefully use it. These are the competency levels they will come out. Okay. Let us see the curricular goal 3 of the secondary stage in English language. Use language to develop reasoning and argumentation skills by engaging with a variety of audio and video written material. So one of the goal is that to develop the language, develop the reasoning quality and augmentation. Augmentation means not argumentation of the skills by engaging with variety of activities. Okay, joining with variety of activities. The analysis and evaluates the different audio and written material. They will be able, they can listen, and by hearing they can understand, then they can write it down. Argues with proper rationale by carefully evaluating premises. If an argument has to be taken part also, in order to prove it, then it will be done in a very rational way. Once the language is mastered, then only they can do this. And once they appear it, then what the learning outcome we can give? The learning outcome we can give is that students can properly write down and put the things in various ways and means. That can be the learning outcome. Okay. Same with mathematics, understanding the middle stage numbers and all, they will understand it. These things are cannot be discussed right now because we are running short of time. Mathematics at the secondary level, we will see one curricular book discovers and proves algebraic identities and models real life solutions in the form of equations to solve them. This is our carry. This is the teacher's goal. Okay, curricular goal. Now, after teaching for a certain period of time, what we find that they are slowly mastered. Their competency level states and motivates, proves, define their theorem, factor theorem, and division algorithm. They can tell us what is algorithm, what is algebra, and all these things. Models and solves contextual problems using equations, simultaneous equations, linear equations, and they come with it. Learns Brahmagupta quadratic formula and all these things they will learn. So finally, what is the learning outcome? They have mastered the art of solving equations or mastered the art of solving the unknown quantities of mathematics by using some unknown quantities, some known quantities, by using theorems, fact, the theorems and ideas, by using the methods, the formulae. Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am. And finally, thank you so much. Thank you, Arun Kumar sir. Good evening, sir. You are there, sir. Wonderful, sir. Kya baat hai. So thank you, respected teachers. This is what we need to know. We have to find out the curricular goals which we have to prepare. We have to make those, apply those curricular goals, let our students master them, become confident enough, and then we'll come out the learning outcome. The learning outcome has to be positive, positive, positive. That's what it's all about. Thank you, respected teachers, for giving us so much time. Thank you, Himanshu sir, once again for bringing me into this platform. इस नाचीज को आप कुछ बनाए सर, जिसके लिए हम जिंदगी भर आपके आभारी रहेंगे. Respected teachers, if you want to add something, if you want to write something, you are most welcome. You can write, you can send your emails. My email ID is there, jitsen.sen1@gmail.com. You can call me till 8:30 p.m. My phone is open. 82 500 391. You can call me in this particular number, and definitely I will receive your call. And I will. Okay, so with this, we come to the end of this session. Again, we will come out with another beautiful session once sir give us the permission. Madam, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, if you have any queries, you are most welcome to ask. And definitely, I will try my best to give you the reply. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for रजनी मैडम. थैंक यू वेरी मच. राहुल सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको भी सेशन ज्वाइन करने के लिए. रीना मैडम, थैंक यू वेरी मच. Arun sir, my good friend, sir, thank you very much. This impetus from you all only make me go forward. Gopal Sarma sir, thank you very much sir. अगर किसी का कुछ क्वेश्चंस है, अगर आप लोग कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब हम आप लोग के बीच में आते हैं. तो one has to be very very lucky to be associated with so many learned people.
Thank you, Surajit sir. On behalf of Aryavata Sahodaya School Complex, I extend
Radhika ma'am,
our
yes, we are waiting to listen to you, ma'am.
heartfelt thanks to you and from on behalf of the
But I don't know why
participants.
I am not able to hear.
Thank you very much for today's. There was no technical glitches also. so we could make the training sessions wonderful one. And I hope that in next session you will take the segment only, because it's a vast syllabus, vast, you can say, content. It's very difficult to complete in 1 hour, but though you tried, you did justice, you did lot. We are very happy. Many are showering their compliment to you. Thank you to each one of you. I thank you, sir, and thank you, Himanshu sir, Simple ma'am, and none other than my guru, and all the members, all the executive members of the Aryavarta Sahodaya too. And participants, the attendance link already been posted. If you have got any doubt, any question, you can ask the queries now also, as Surajit sir is still in the house. Over to Himanshu sir. Himanshu sir. Yeah, sir, you muted. Please unmute yourself. Himanshu sir, unmute yourself. Himanshu sir, unmute yourself. You are muted, sir. So Himanshu sir, आपको disciple is in the today's training session, so you should speak at least 2 lines. Himanshu sir, please. I think he's facing. I think he's facing some network issues. Himanshu sir, unmute yourself and please speak. Himanshu sir, can you hear me?